here where I speak about books and art from Japan. Art like this. This is a Japanese no theater mask. And as you can hear in the background, I got some Japanese no theater music playing. But this is the shoujo mask. It is a water sprite. A water sprite. Yes, but I'm coming live to you from Fukuoka, Japan to talk about books. Books. And books. All based on my 10 years here in Japan. And every day in August, I've been going live for 10 to 20 minutes just to get practicing. I'm just practicing. I should leave this over here actually. Yeah, just to get the practice in because, everything is live now. All this AI stuff, I use AI for making videos and stuff like that. But all of it is, this type of like live interaction is much more important nowadays. So I'm doing my best. I'm doing my best so that I can, get a practice, get some practice in talking to the people. And so I'm going to be going live every day here in August, 10 to 20 minutes every day. And then after the live finishes, I chop up the live recording and I send it out to all the peoples. But again, books and art from Japan. This is Yokai Shadows. This is a fantasy romance book that I wrote based in Japan on traditional Japanese folklore. As you can see, there is this green thing in the back. Look at that green person. That is not a person, actually. That is a kappa. It is a lizard-like yokai. A lizard-like yokai. And it eats humans. The kappa eats humans. And so I thought it would be a cool antagonist to come and, be a enemy to this international couple that I wrote in this book. Japanese person with a African man. Now, in the book, he's from Ghana because I'm interested in Ghana. As a person, personally, I'm interested in Ghana. Hello, CPM. What is up? We're here speaking about books and art from Japan. Books that I've written, as well as art, but I haven't made the art. This is from Japanese traditional artisans. So, do you know what this is? Oh, you live in Japan. Nice and okay, then you probably are familiar with this. What city do you live in? Oh, hello, Kabumaru-san. Kabumaru-san. Hi, Gregory-san. Konnichiwa. Yeah, so if anybody's familiar with this, drop it in the chat. Oh, hello, what's up on TikTok? If anybody is familiar with this, drop it in the chat. What is this called? You can hear the music in the background too. Yeah. Exactly. This is a no theater mask. A Japanese no theater mask. 700-year-old art form. Okay, CPM, you haven't seen it. That's fair. To be fair, a lot of Japanese people haven't heard of this either. So, Japanese no theater. This is 700 years old. Not the mask, but the art form. And if you can hear in the background, this is Japanese no theater music. And yeah, it's basically a form of theater where actors get on the stage, wear the mask, and dance and sing. And it's supposedly practiced the same way. It's practiced the same way as it was back in the day. So it hasn't changed significantly. If you compare that to Broadway or any type of other theater, then that's amazing to me. I find that amazing. 700 years old, hasn't changed. 皆さん見たことありますか？能楽。実際に見たことある人、手挙げてください。This is a Japanese no theater mask. Sorry, I gotta repeat myself because TikTok, a lot of people coming in and out. But CPM, you've seen the dance. That's interesting. Where have you seen the dance before? This is basically how you put it on. And the actors, they move their face up and down to basically signal how they feel. And so typically looking down is sad, up is, a little bit more joyous. But yeah, there's a lot of nuance, and I love this art form. I haven't seen it in a while, but this is in my personal collection. You've seen it in a festival. You've seen the dance in a festival. That's amazing. A lot of people see it in movies or anime or something like this, but you saw it in person. I'd say that's pretty rare. Again, a lot of people don't live in Japan either, so I get that. Yeah, I agree. It is cool. Yeah, what did you find surprising about it when you saw it live? What was the most surprising thing you noticed about it? Yeah. And basically basically by wearing this mask, they're supposed to be bringing all of these characters back alive, basically. So they're supposed to embody the character as they put on the mask. The difficult part about that is they have I don't even know, maybe an extra 10, 15 kilo. I don't even know what that is in pounds, actually. And it's funny because I was born and raised in the US, and I have come to see kilograms in the metric system as the proper way to measure shit. But just imagine, they're wearing heavy ass kimono, and then they gotta look through these small slits in the wood, and they gotta navigate their way across the stage, all while jumping and singing and dancing. It's pretty difficult. And that's why I respect these actors. But the special thing about this mask is it represents a water sprite. A water sprite. So the story behind this Japanese mask, yeah, I guess it is hard. I mean, I haven't practiced it, but I just have a lot of respect for them because it is super hard. And the way they slide across the stage, they're not supposed to move up and down, so they just go straight across without moving past one line. So they just bend their knees and they slide, all while singing and dancing and all of this stuff. So people in Japan do say it is hard. I agree with you. はい、なおさん、よろしく。なおさん、ピカチュウの写真、面白いです。面白いですね。いや、なおさんも能楽見たことありますか？能楽。Yeah, so the story behind this mask is that it's a water sprite, and basically, it's like a yokai kind of thing, like a otherworldly beast. And basically, this guy likes to mess with humans, do a little joke, just mess around, have a little playtime. And one day, I guess the water sprite was in a river, popped out of the river, saw a businessman drinking, decided to drink with the businessman, and they're drinking, they're having fun, they spend the entire night together, and damn, basically, the water sprite found that this guy was so much fun and so honest in his business. He decided to reward him with a gourd of alcohol that replenished itself over and over again, unlimited. That was his gift to the person. So that's the story of shoujo. So I have it because it reminds me of doing honest business. CPL, I have to go to shop. I'll be back. If I'm not, I'll see you tomorrow. I will subscribe because nice videos here. I appreciate you, CPM. Thank you for jumping on the live. And if you feel like you want to subscribe, I appreciate that too. Enjoy your shopping, and I'll see you on the next live. I'll probably go live tomorrow too. Every day in August, I've been going live 10 to 20 minutes. So appreciate you. Arigatou gozaimasu. Yeah, so that's the story of the shoujo. I bought it basically so that I can encourage myself to do honest business. Keep doing these videos. I appreciate you, CPM. Thank you. Yeah, and so I hope to collect a few more masks as well, but all of this is available on my website, brandonchin.net, along with the books that I have. So we'll get into that later, but shoujo mask. And as I was speaking about yokai shadows, you can see these characters also have masks on. These are no masks. No masks right there. Yeah. And I got this book. This book was actually funded by Kickstarter folks, people on Kickstarter. And I got it printed on washi paper specifically for these backers. And it came out pretty nice. I like the way that it feels. I like the texture of it. And, you know, I'd hope to print more books on washi, but it's just not viable. It's not sustainable. I gotta print up these books and then send them all the way to the States, like over and over again. That doesn't really work. So this is a one-time thing. It's called a special edition. You can only get that on Kickstarter, and I only have a few more copies left anyway. So that's Yokai Shadows, and this is a fantasy romance. 2 different special edition covers that I got done, and all printed on washi paper. If you're interested in this, brandonchin.net. Yeah, you should be able to see that in the bio. And yeah, it was a one-time print run, but I got a couple copies left if you want one of those. As well as the thrillers. So I got fantasy romance books and thrillers. You know, I wrote these books based on the people, places, and experiences I've had in Japan after 10 years of living here. And techno thrillers, psychological thrillers, you know what it is. If you're interested in reading a little, this one says African blockchain, but still based in Japan. You can check that out. As well as Enter the Blockchain. As well as Cortez and the Blockchain. Yeah. All of this. Cortez and the Blockchain. African Blockchain. Enter the Blockchain. Based on people, places, and experiences I've had in Japan. But yeah, as I said, every day in August, 10 to 20 minutes live, just to get practice of speaking to the peoples. We're coming up on 15 minutes right now, so I appreciate you guys for jumping in, leaving comments, especially CPM over there on YouTube's. Subscribing and, you know, asking some insightful questions. Thank you. See you on the next live. I appreciate you guys.